my name is Ariel from the Children of Karma, and today I'd like to discuss the Moon and Saturn aspects. This aspect is cautious, thrifty, shy, restrictive. They can lack imagination at times, and this aspect really describes the relationship with the mother in childhood. And perhaps there were difficulties with finances in childhood, or you could have been financially abundant, but there was very little emotional support, very little love. This person can really have controlled emotions. They may not know really how to express it, because in childhood, whenever they did try to express it, the mother figure would restrict them. They were unable to. This aspect can long for emotional bonds from the family. They feel safe with blood ties. But usually this will just only carry disappointment. Usually from the family structure, we can only get structure. We can only get that safety in structure, and that's it. We're searching for the emotional connectedness, and it won't be there. You can have sometimes a religious home. It can be a very strict religious home, or a home focused on duty, responsibility. The child really doesn't get to be a child. The parents can be sort of a burden to them. This aspect can be lonely because they're cut off from their roots, cut off from that psychic, intuitive, instinct nature of the moon, because they were not allowed to get in touch with those feelings as they were children. As they get older, they can't rely on those instincts as much. Women with this aspect can typically deal with sickness, illness. Sometimes when we can't express those emotions within, it takes a toll on our bodies. And sometimes we can be cut off from that femininity that's within, with these illnesses that we take on with this aspect. It's necessary with this to separate what we define as femininity from the vision that we have of our mother. We can't follow what we've been told. We have to recreate our own version of what the woman should be, what the feminine should be, and tie ourselves to that. With this aspect, you want to tie yourself to those creative, those instinctual elements. Get in touch with this for yourself so that you can rely on yourself. You'll seek those blood ties with family, but you'll try to look for that instinctual closeness with them, but you won't find it there. It's like you're being tricked into thinking that there is real love and comfort and support here because of the length of time that you're with each other. Saturn is about time, and sometimes we think the amount of time that we've been with someone, it means that they have to support us, or they're always going to be there, but they may not be there in the way that we need them to. And holding on to those relationships can really prevent us from finding what it is that can bring us that safety and security. For example, where the house and where the moon is placed, that will show you where you can find that instinctual closeness that can, in a way, repair that familial trauma of not having the support that you need, not having the love that you need. This house where your moon is placed, it can replace this in some way. So I would say seek peace, seek comfort in those areas. Men can typically find a moon Saturn female and act out this aspect through her. I noticed this through my father as well. My father has a square, but it's like you really don't see it much. There is restriction with emotion. However, thriftiness, he doesn't have that, but he did marry a very thrifty woman and a very reserved, cares about the reputation. You know, maybe your mother cares about the reputation of the family and how things appear, how things look, but not necessarily the content within. And so you find yourself always trying to behave in a certain way, behave correctly. There's a lot of responsibility on a child who has this aspect, because you have to be your own emotional support, and you have to keep up appearances as well, just for the sake of the family. And sometimes you can feel like you need to fulfill the obligations, the duties, what the family wants in society. Maybe it can feel like you need to accomplish this, and it may not even be your desire. It may be that you're absorbing what it is that they want for you, and you don't necessarily know what it is that you want for yourself. This aspect doesn't really get in touch with your feelings and emotions. So you can kind of take on the duties, the responsibilities of others as well. Thank you guys for joining me for this video, and I'd love to see you at thechildrenofkarma.com so I can read your charts and we can find out your ancestral patterns. Let's see if we can find better ways to work through them. I have other astrological chart readings like the natal chart, synastry, and mindfulness and empowerment coaching as well if you're interested. Don't forget to like the video. Thank you. Bye.